Hal here with more Space Engineers, and you probably can't tell from inside too much, but we've made a few changes on the ship. We're going to talk about those, what's going on this week, and yeah. We'll see what comes up. First, we have to get started, so let's go. So, happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend and are having a terrific day thus far. So, yes, last week was a interesting situation. Let's hope it is not one to be repeated anytime in the near future. Alright, so I am actually trying to figure out where do we want to put lights. And I think that's probably... Oh. Come on, let me get external camera here. So they finally started showing up. Oh, look at those hits. Oh, wow. So apparently, yes, I do have a bit of firepower on the base. Alright. Looks like we took a couple of hits on the base. So yeah, I was out salvaging some ships and got a little too close to the, what's it called, that scavenger base, the salvage base out there. And I thought we had killed everybody, but apparently, no, we didn't. Alright. Okay, let's check. Everything is closed. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, you know, it's always nice to start a day with explosions. Oh, so there have been some changes to the ship. One of the changes is we now have this master control button to control all of our pressurization, depressurization processes. So we click the button and it will transition us over to depressurized. Now, as you notice, there are two vents here. There's a hangar vent and the crew vent. This one being the crew vent. The hangar vent is at the aft portion of the ship. Now, before we forget, go ahead and do that. Okay, you guys are going to be... You're going to be the hab lights. Now, we want both of these to be roughly the same. Let's go 6.5. Let's go. Yeah, we'll do a firm 6.5 on it. Increase the fallout. Set that down. And I want to say we've been doing about 200 on that. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. Did I? Yes, I did. Yeah, I thought I had, but let's bring this down to 5.5. That's a better lighting solution. Okay, I'm gonna check the other side really quick just to make sure. Yeah. So one of the changes that we made, you can see part of it here. Is the piping system up there. We've gone ahead and replaced the window that we had here, so there's a 1x1 above it, and then there is the walkway here to keep it all sealed. So even when the hangar is open, as long as these doors are closed, we can keep an atmosphere in here. So yeah, the entire ship, including the hangar space, is now airtight. Now, some of the other changes that we've made. We have changed a bit of the ceiling, and I'll talk about some of that here shortly. We now have a single button that will open and close our hangar doors for us. Always nice to have. And we have made a few changes, not on this ship, but on the general ship. Let's turn on our spotlights, and we'll show you what we've got. Alright, so I still need... Actually, do I have... I need steel plate. I'm out of plates. So, and you will notice, or you will probably notice, my UI has reset. In fact, this is going to irritate me if I don't fix this. Oh, is it under graphics? Field of view, field intensity. Trying to remember. It's under game. There we go. So we're going to bring that down to here-ish. All right, and then we're in here. Yes, that's better. All right, so we've gone ahead and we've changed up the design, just like I said, just a little bit. Even some things out, closed some other things off. Alright, so let me walk you through what we've done. So we've gone ahead and we've mirrored what we did with the piping on the forward portion to the aft portion. This actually is piped in through both of these guys. So you have the refineries up top that are piped in. We have the lower portion down here on both sides that are piped in. So they're both the upper and lower refineries are completely piped into the network as well as to each other. We have added in the yield modules on all four of our refineries. And we now have a reactor on both winglets. So we have that on both sides. Now, there's a couple of other things that we've done, and we're playing around with the, the neon lights. So we now have the orange neon back here, which I may change. I may change that color to be consistent. But we're also placing them on the engines in various positions. And I may, the more I look at this, the more I'm considering swapping the upper one so that the boxes are forward. That may work better. Let's see here. When we want you, so if we do that, yeah, I think that's going to end up actually looking better. So if we go like so, and we do that, how does that look? Nope, I think it looks better the other way. If this was like shift it forward just a little bit, it might be okay. Crap. There we go. The problem is that this particular block sits so far, well, maybe. Like if it was just a little bit shorter so that the box wasn't hanging off the edge. It makes it easier to justify it on this side. And we are going to paint you. There you go. Alright, so yeah. We end up with a little bit of detailing on the entire ship. So we've actually got these placed pretty much throughout. I'll turn off the light so you can see it a little bit better. And then we repeated the process on the forward-facing thrusters. And then because of the positioning, we're actually able to get all of the detailing on it, on both, on three of the sides at least. Now I may put some more of these style lights in. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you like that design change. I think that it adds a bit of interesting detail to the ship and to the blocks themselves. And the one thing that we did find out is that yes, they are actually admissive. We did have to check that And it does appear to be the case. And see, I kind of like this because now the lights on the tubing are actually obstructed a little bit, but you can still see it through there, so it gives it a little bit more depth. Yeah, I think I like that design overall. Alright. Now you are full, you are full. Hydrogen is not, so we still need... Make sure all the engines are off. Engines are off. Okay. Alright. So that gets us a bit further along on the design. Now, what we did do is I have a turret here. This turret, the entire job, is anti-missile defense. It does not target anything other than missiles, not even asteroids, because everything else targets asteroids. And we did that, well, the turrets will actually target missiles and asteroids. The missile turrets only target the ships. And there's one of the ships that I salvaged. Are you kind of drifting this way? Actually, let's go pick up the debris. Because some of these guys are uranium powered. So let's see if we can find uranium or ammo. It doesn't look like it, but we are starting to get a bit of debris in the area, which means we're probably gonna have to come out with Bob and clean up the mess here just a little bit. More debris, more debris. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, the ship works really, really well. Well, I haven't flown the actual ship, but the hangar's working out really well. I do like the way that the design came together, so I think I'm pretty happy with the overall build at this point. Now, I do like the way that the detailing came out with the textures, so that was a nice bonus. All right, so we also have this thing in. Now, as you can tell, this is a very, very tight fit. If you are off just a little bit, you're going to scrape. And it's not a problem as long as you have resources to basically build the parts you need to repair everything. So, but yeah, we've been out taking the little mobile Bob out to, you know, take care of some of the things that have been popping up in the area. But I think that is pretty much everything at this point. So what we're going to do is... Oh, I also changed... Turn the light on. I changed the blocks here, basically to make it a little bit more consistent. Everything worked out pretty well. Like I said, I'm really happy with the way the overall design came out. I was trying to keep more of the saucer shape from the front section. You know, I wanted to keep the saucer on here. But what I would have had to do if I wanted to keep the actual saucer and have the hangar on here is either the hangar would have to be graphically separate from the ship, meaning it was basically just like a clamped on module, which I honestly almost did, but I was playing around with it a little bit and I just didn't like the way that the overall design came out, mainly because of the fact that it became pretty much impossible to have any type of airlock between the hangar and the entryway or habitation areas. So what we went with ended up being is the full-on just elongating of the ship design itself. So overall, though, I have to say, let's get that out of the hands there, it ended up as a not ugly design. I'm not sure I would say it was a beautiful design, but it is a very functional design. One of the things that we do have is we unfortunately do have a giant blank space here on the bottom as far as weapon systems are concerned. Now we can put weapons in down here, but the problem that we're going to run into is that we won't be able to land anywhere. So on this base, it wouldn't be too big of an issue because we actually have the merge blocks that we'd be able to use. So we'll be able to lock in on this. But when we get to the point where if we want to go onto a planet, we're going to run into problems. Now, anything other than a moon, honestly, the ship is probably going to have problems landing on it. It will probably survive the landing. However, we're going to probably run into a problem with the amount of lift. And it's only because of the fact that we have the small ship as well as now we have the refineries and stuff. But we had the large cargo. And with the large cargo pretty much full, well, it's not even actually that full, but with it having all of the parts that we have already manufactured, the mass is pretty impressive. All right, but anyway, enough of that. Let's get this thing spaceborne, shall we? Go ahead and get you closed up. We'll close the door. Whoop. Close that door. I should probably put a switch in that all it does is closes all the doors on board for takeoff. Oh, and the other changes is we moved the non-connected reactor and put it over here and piped, so it's all piped in. So now we have 3 reactors online, and with the uranium that we've been recovering from the small ships, it's helped a lot. Right, so let's go ahead and turn that on. We know that all of the bulbs are turned on and ready to go. So we are going to turn our thrusters on. We should now actually have enough power. Turn that on. Okay, so let's turn the stockpile off rather. Oh. Alright, and then we are going to turn off the merge block. So let's give this a try. One of two things is going to happen. This is either going to work, or we're going to be latched onto the asteroid and shake everything apart. Let's find out what happens. Mergeless blocks worked as expected. Bobs are going crazy, picking up parts. And all the debris for us. Alright, so if we go in here, we look at our refineries. Let's go ahead and we're going to set this up. We don't want to see it on toolbar. We don't want to see it on terminal, but we do want to see it on inventory. So we kill those. Alright, and yield. So if we turn all of those off, we want that to be yield mods. Did we turn those off? Yeah, those are turned off. The refineries are turned off. Shield is powering up, which is probably what's just tanking our batteries right now, our power production. Right. And it looks like we are going to have to add at least one more gyro, maybe 2 more gyros. All right. Okay, so I am curious about Did it jump out already? No, it's behind us. Alright. Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to add some gyros here. Ooh, chunky. Alright. I'm gonna go see what this Renaissance ship looks like. Alright, so we'll go do a little exploring, let's see what she looks like. Bob is doing his thing. We actually want you guys are going to be, I think you're already in a group, aren't you? But anyway, we're going to turn those off. We're going to turn off our local Bobs, actually. Do we not have Bob on? We don't have, huh. Yes, Bob's. There we go. There we go. Toggle block on and off. Okay. And so a couple of you have asked for us to get a little bit closer, take a look at some of the ships. That things like this mod, like some of the modular mods have been introducing. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to grab... Actually, let's make sure all of our turrets... You are going to be ES turrets. The old turret grouping goes away. Okay. And we want to make sure none of you are targeting neutrals. Let's see if we can get ourselves situated a little bit better. We'll grab just one of the turrets at random. And at some point I will figure out which turret is which. But for now, actually, you are the missile defense turret. Let's grab you. Control. So that looks like it's a neat little ship. Let's go take a look at that. Let's go see if we can get a slightly better look. We'll get within, say, maybe 500 or 600 meters. What we'll do is we can get it a little bit closer. I think we need to be within about 500 meters to use the there we go. And what that does is allows us to match speed, but apparently does not necessarily like what we're doing. Okay. What are you doing? Alright. I don't know why it's... Oh, it's because it's... that's why. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this manually a little bit. let's see if we can bring our speed down enough. So it looks like we're probably... Come here, you. Alright. Okay, so it looks like we're about 9.596. So 10. So it's starting to accelerate a little bit. Let's take a look at this thing here. There it is. So we got an antenna on this side, a whole lot of small ion thrusters. What do you think? Should we pirate it? So it looks like we're still closing on it a little bit. Take a look at it. Because it's definitely worth... Because I'm guessing it's got reactor on board. And so I'm betting if we get close enough to it... We're definitely almost close enough for the bobs to kick in and start stripping this thing. But see if we can dial this in a little bit. So we're gonna see if we can get a little bit of a better view here. Definitely don't want to run into anything. Yeah, so it's definitely got a refinery on it. I'm seeing what looks like 2 small reactors right there. Let's see if we can bring ourselves around just a little bit. We'll see if we can get a better view on this thing. Hopefully not run into it. So yeah, 2 reactors, right? Actually, those look like large reactors. Are those large reactors? Oh, that's a lot of power right there. Aren't you a little beastie? Gravity generator. I think we're going to safely extract, you know, it's not a salvage mission, it's a rescue mission. That's what we're doing. It's a rescue mission. Alright, all you guys. Target blocks on. And where is my... Oh. Show... Oh, looks like we got a little too close. We bounced them off our shields there. Alright. There we go. Our shields keep flickering on and off. And we don't have any atmosphere, so we're not too worried about that. What are you? You are turrets. Okay, so unlock you or the merge block. Alright, let's see if we can get you down just a little. Well, basically what we're going to do is we're going to try and clamp down on this thing with one of our landing gear. Because if we can get on there with landing gear, too much. We're having to do the manual speed control. Oh, way too much, way too much. Come on. No, no. By the time we get this thing in position, we may not even need to clamp onto it anymore. Alright, which way are you drifting from us here? You're drifting... Alright. And the bobs have stripped the ship. Looks like there's an ore detector on it. That might not have been a bad ship to actually capture because it looked like it had everything you really needed on it. But I won't say no to free parts. Let's take our shield and shield controller. We're gonna take the shields down so that this thing stops doing what it was doing. And that's pretty close. Alright, so what we're going to do is everything here is actually set. We're going to jump out really quick. Set ourselves look at that. Yeah, this would actually have been a nice ship to quote unquote liberate. Alright. Grab some parts. Yeah, so it's just a husk at this point. I mean, imagine you seeing that thing coming up behind you. Oh, that's actually a good-looking ship. I like the way that came out. It looks almost like a crab fighter or something, like some kind of crab-style ship. I like it. We're just gonna let Bob do his thing. All right. So between the little little strip mining ship that we have and the two large bobs, quick work of this thing. All right, so I think that's a yes for the practical test on this thing. We are going to do that. We're actually going to take you out. And let's put you on there. Okay. And I think we should have a bit more uranium in our system now. Alright. Let's see what we pulled out of that. I just drop all this stuff off in here. 1.2. So we ended up with 1K uranium and a couple of hundred extra. Nice. Alright, so let's go. Let's just move all this stuff over here. Yeah, so we actually pulled a couple of large reactors out of there. That's 102K. So we're just going to do 300, 300, and 300. Alright, so that leaves us with 40, 40, and 41. There you go. Thereabouts. Awesome. So, yeah, I think we are whoa, hello. Oh, because the ship doesn't have. Thank you. Let's bring ourselves to a complete stop. Oh, all right. So, yeah, I think we're in a really good situation now. We actually have a full-on base, and that is the Raven. Are you kidding me? Did that thing really show up? Oh, give me the missile defense one. Alright, so let's find the front. That's the aft. It actually showed up. So that's a derelict ship. And it is actually one of the derelict ships that I absolutely love. We're going to capture that. That little beastie. I can't believe that showed up. Where are you? Looks like we have another derelict over there too. Come on, where'd you go? There you are. So yes, we want that ship. Oh, I want that ship. That ship is going to be mine. Oh. So, for those who are newer to the channel, I don't know, maybe about 2 years ago, I did a series where I found one of these things. We did a red ship start, and basically when I found one of these, we split it in half lengthwise and then attached the different halves to the crashed red ship. We stripped down a lot of the red ship stuff and rebuilt things from the ground up in some areas, but we fixed it and made it a good on its own ship. And then when we found this thing, we split it. Oh yes, come here, you. Please tell me you are not drifting at all. Oh yeah, before I forget. Build all of the bulbs. Come here. You are all turned off. But I'll show you why I want this ship. If we can capture it without it blowing up. Sometimes the derelicts will have bombs in them. We've been fairly lucky so far that we haven't run into that. But man, this thing. Turn dampeners off. Bring us into about here. Alright. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our speed relative, hopefully. But yeah. Oh, look at that thing. Such a nice ship. See if we can get close enough. I don't know if we're going to be able to stop it, is the question. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get a little bit closer to it. I'm going to see if we can get close enough. I'm going to try and get to the front or towards the forward portion of the ship so that we can. And all right, so we're looking pretty good. Okay, so this is actually the bottom of the ship. So that elevator area there takes you into a basically the engineering section. And so we want to try and get our landing gear lined up so that we can softly actually we're gonna have to go this way, which is fine. I'm not overly stressed about that. Come on, because what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna try and bring this thing to a stop. There we go. This has to come back just a little bit. Let's bring that nose up. And are we close? Did we? I think we latched onto it. Yes? We did. And we've brought it to a complete stop. Oh, look at you. All right. Are we at a complete stop? We're as close as we're going to get with two ships joined together with a landing gear. All right. So we're going to open that up. We're going to recharge everything really quickly. Oh, you didn't open. Why didn't you open? Oh, there we go. Look at this. I love this ship. Ah! My dampeners are off. I hate when it does that. Okay, so normally you can drop that down. Now, there are solar panels. Is this the solar panel side? I think this is the solar panel side. So this is actually the top of the ship. Oh, look at you. Look at you. I love this ship. Alright, so let's see if we can find our entrance. We actually want to fix that up. Alright, so those are the landing gear areas. Now, the last time I found one of these, let's turn the light on here, the ship was basically trashed. A good portion of the ship had actually been, I don't want to say destroyed, but it was not in the best condition. Alright. And you are completely powered off, so let's go here.
No fuel.
Alright, so you are completely... Ah! Come on, let me through. Oh, I hate that. There you go. Alright, so we'll do this. Oh, look at this thing. Love these. Alright, so we've got... There's the landing gear. This is the entrance area. But the big thing on these is coming all the way back down here. Is there actually nothing on it? Wonder. Should be a couple of reactors. Is there anything in the system? No, the system is completely empty. So this thing can actually be solar powered. What I'm thinking here is let's turn on, let's make sure all the thrusters are off. But we're going to grab some uranium out of our system. And do we have any place that we're going to risk losing major parts? Yes. Alright, so we'll definitely make sure all of the... we'll make sure all the thrusters are turned off. We don't need much. We only need like maybe 10 units. Oh. Alright. I'm actually surprised there's no really ion. Oh, it's because these things are... I forgot. So we're gonna have to find... There we go. This. So those are the large thrusters. Turn all of those off. Okay, so that should be all of those. There's no hydrogen on this. Alright, so what we're going to do is we have to... Oops, did I just dinged myself. Alright. You'd think as much as I've been in this ship. Alright, there we go. There we go. And then what we can do is we can have that reverse, and then that opens up our solar panels. Alright. And we have gravity in here now too, so. Okay, so since we have that going on.
Ship fuel low.
Yeah. Where's our sun at? So this thing has a ridiculous number of RCS on it, or gyros, I should say. That looks like should be getting a little bit of power now from solar. We'll know here in a second. Okay. That should be giving us some power. Let's go check that really quick. Now the question is what are we going to do with this? I don't know what to do with this ship, honestly. Oh, the solar panels are turned off, I bet. This thing is awesome. I love this ship. And solar panels are pulling power. Okay. Yeah. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to reposition our ship so that it is attached maybe down here. If we deploy the landing gear, because we can take this ship over. Those should good. We're gonna have this set to auto lock. Landing gear are down. But see, normally you get in up here. That's where you would normally come in at. Alright. Alright, so this turned into a pretty good day. We're going to take this back to base. And I think... See, once we power on the thrusters on this thing, though, it's going to kill the power. Like, it's just going to eat any uranium we have in the reactor. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. Basically, I'm going to set the batteries up. In fact, let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to set all of these batteries to recharge. And we've got a bit of time before that's going to recharge. So what I'm going to do is we're going to call this one here. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to throw those down in the section below. If you're new to the channel, haven't done so already, or just want to do something nice for me on this lovely Monday, because, you know, it's Monday. Be sure to hit that subscribe, and if you are a member of the channel, make sure you have notifications turned on if you want to be kept up to date. It's that little bell icon next to the tag that lets you know that you're subscribed. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Alright, so we need to swing. We're going to detach from there, swing it around, and probably latch landing gear to here, I think. Oh, Raven, how I have missed you.